So we're in Google Classroom, and this is a view of the student. Here are some different teachers. I'm going to go into my class, U.S. History and Government. Notice that when teachers do use the due date assignment, it'll pop up here for you, and it'll tell you when it's due and what is due. So let's go into U.S. History and Government. Now, the default mode is to look at the stream, and this just gives you a minute-by-minute update of what is being posted. Now, many of us find it easier to go to the classwork tab, and most of your teachers are going to organize their topics or their sections, kind of like a binder, on the left-hand column. Okay? We only have 10 units thus far in U.S. history. We have some Regents review material and some course documents. Some of your teachers will put important documents here. They'll give you posts and access to like a Google Class folder. So for example, here's a copy of my U.S. history class. If I click copy of class notes, this is how I give students access to class notes. Okay, I like to switch this up, have an order here. So my students are in Unit 10, and these are just copies of notes that we give. So here's Critics of the New Deal, for example. So up will come notes where Ms. Shamari and I annotate, and you can look at these, you can print them out, and you have a copy of class notes. So every teacher kind of uses his or her way of managing that and getting access to you. So let's get back out of that and come back into Google Classroom. All right, so let's just take a look at some of the basics. I know many of you know how to use this, but I just want to reiterate some of the basics. Okay, so Unit 10 Between the Wars is the current unit that we're in, and we have assignments listed with numbers. That's the easiest way for people to find that, and we have the due dates. Now, what's good about this is not only does it tell you when it's due, but if you go up here and you see these three bars on the top left, if I click that, okay, what I see is also a calendar. And in this calendar, I have all of my classes. So notice that I have assignments for different colors for different classrooms. So over here, on kind of this dark orange-ish color, is social studies. And these are the dates of this week. And if I go for different weeks, I'll see what teachers are posting what. All right? So this is a good way to keep yourself organized. You can download a calendar app on your phone, and if you log in with your North Shore credentials, your North Shore email into that calendar or Google Calendar, you can see this on your phone or your device as well. Okay, so that's a good feature. All right, we have a to-do list of all the things that need to be done, what's missing if I didn't turn it in. I can go to specific classes. Here's my US class, and it has different things that I've missed. Obviously, I have a generic student login, so everything is missing. So these are all the things that I have not done so far. But if we get more pertinent to today, we have something that's due today for our students, next Tuesday, and then the following Monday because of the holidays as opposed to the Thursday, Friday. So let's get back to our classroom. Okay, go on to classwork. I'm going to go back down to Unit 10. Okay. Here, I, as the teacher, posted a Google Meetup for my students, and it's posted there, so easily accessible for them. We have office hours, the times, and then the Google Meet link when we're ready for that. But here you have your assignment. So if I click an assignment, let me go back a little. So here was a video clip that you had to watch. Many Americans were afraid that communist influence would lead. God, I hate that voice. Just kidding, but seriously. All right, so that's a video clip where students were supposed to watch that video, all right, and they were going to answer questions in here, okay, on the Google form. And then we were going to go on to the next couple assignments, all right. You have a Google document that we had to answer. All right, we go up and Castle Learning. So you click that, it'll bring you to Castle Learning. So these are all the posts are. They have due dates. You know when it's due. In part of the video, I'm going to show you how to, or I have showed you how to organize everything on paper if you prefer that. So you have the digital way of doing it, where you can use a calendar, you know what's due, and you can make a game plan every day of how you're going to tackle that. And I'm also going to have in here the paper way of doing that as well. So this is the basics of Google Classroom. All right, so one of the best things to do is to start off big picture and then get to more minute details. So here I'm just labeling out the month of April for a general calendar to keep track of my assignments. And the goal is to kind of, as Google Classroom is updated, I'm going to add my teacher's assignments, just very basic, just write the name of the class or the assignment so that I can keep track of kind of the big picture. The next step is to come up with a weekly plan. This way now I can focus in on the week ahead and the assignments that are coming up and what their due dates are. As I write in every assignment, I can then start to begin at the bottom of my page, and in the middle of the page I could start to add what assignments I'm going to do when. Okay? I could also add in my Google Meets, and I'm just creating a symbol of just like a cloud around those Google Meets so I know that it's different than what's underlined, which is an assignment. So notice on Sunday I add in that I'm going to do the work for Monday. So I'm going to get that English assignment done. On Monday I'm going to add in, that I have to study and do work for the next day, and then each day I'm adding in what I have to do. So I'll do that night, and I'll be due the next day. Okay, something that you may want to do each day for the next day. So if it's today is Tuesday, then I'm going to make this schedule for tomorrow, for Wednesday, so I'm prepared when I wake up. I'm going to make a plan of what I need to do for the day, and I'm going to put timestamps on it at 8 a.m., at 10 a.m., at 1 p.m. I put what I do, and then I have a note column. If there's anything that I need to fix, if there's any teacher or anyone I need to contact, I could put that there. So now I have a physical running record of what I need to do and what I've done. This is good because it keeps me organized, keeps me focused, and then I know that I can brainstorm when I need to get help from somewhere. Gents, let's take a look at just some simple ways to get help when you're at home and your teachers aren't available and you're trying to hide from your parents so they don't ask you to do more chores. Actually, I'm just kidding. I don't even know if people do chores anymore. Okay, so very simply, YouTube is a great resource. It can't replace traditional education, but it could be a good addition or complement. I don't mind all of my different interests, such as guitar and photography. But let's take a look. I'm going to type in Algebra 2, something I don't really know much about very well. And actually, it was recommended by some coworkers for us to look at Khan Academy videos, but they actually are pretty good. Now, some of your teachers are going to make their own videos like I do, and those are always the first sources to go to, but if you need some extra help. So here's one. This is a playlist that has over 200 videos. So I'm going to click that.
What I hope to do in this video is give ourselves...
And just notice some basic things you can do, okay? I like closed captionings, just for many reasons. Sometimes, the pace goes quick, and I like to see words to complement what I'm listening to and what I'm seeing. Kind of helps my memory system a little bit better. But if that's distracting, you take that off. The video is going fast, you can even slow it down, okay? Playback speed, you can make it a little bit slower. You can even screencast it to your TV or projector if you have a Chromecast or an Amazon Fire TV or Fire Stick. I do this all the time. It's very helpful, and I prefer to watch it on a bigger screen. All right, so those are just some of the basic logistics. But if we go down here on the right side, when YouTube content creators and teachers create their playlists, you will see a bunch of videos on the right-hand side. And I'll show you what that looks like a little bit. So here you can find the topic. Okay, if you know the topic, you could do it in the search feature as well. But if I wanted to learn a little bit more, I don't know, about domain of a radical function, that sounds very fascinating.
Find the domain of f of x is equal to the principal square root of 2x minus 8. So the domain of a function is just the set of all of the possible valid inputs into the function, or all of the possible values for which the function is defined. And when we look at how the function is defined right over here as the square root, the principal square root of 2x minus 8, it's only going to be defined when it's taking the principal square root of...
Right, so the audio does not sound perfect or ideal, but it is an option if you do change the speed. But what's nice about these videos is that you can always go back. So if I didn't understand, the last 5 seconds, 10 seconds, or if I zoned out, I could just go back to it and replay it.
The principal square root of 2x minus 8, it's only going to be...
Okay, so that's one of the best ways to kind of get some visual feedback and information on a daily basis if you don't have access to your teachers. Okay, so YouTube is a great account. We could do it for any other subject. I do think it's probably a little bit harder for certain things like in literature, finding video summaries or ways to kind of support that. But your teachers are the best resource. This is just a generic thing. And Khan Academy, you can sign up for as a teacher, as a parent, as a learner. So there's a lot of ways. If you're a student listening to this, you'd log in as a learner. But just if you look up here in the top left of the courses, I mean, this is pretty comprehensive. So even if you're a teacher and parent watching this, this may be good for your own children to reinforce at home. And you can see, U.S. history. This is the kind of my domain. But there's a lot of different support here. So this is probably the best ways to support yourself when you're at home. If you need help with homework, if you need help with just grasping the information and assignments your teachers have given you, because we're still going to be assessed throughout the year. Okay? All right. I hope this was helpful.